so far and looking for more. It's the Eagles and the Commanders just ahead on EA Sports.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from FedEx Field. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here are the Commanders making their way out. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. You look at this Eagle defense. It's quite a unit, #1 in the NFL against the pass.
And you see the starting unit here, but really, you're going to see a lot of different personnel, a lot of different packages as they rotate in and out throughout the game.
Here's McCoy, and that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And he fields it cleanly. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 8. Hurts. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle 3rd of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. If you're these receivers, you got to be ready because when he's going to throw it quick on that RPO, he's going to throw it quick.
And this is why you spend time with your guy either in the offseason, during the week, the whole bundle. Because sometimes it's just telepathy. You both see the same thing, and he knows get the ball to him right away.
He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the 1st.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. It's caught. Smith. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another 1st there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Got a man, it's Brown. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. And I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. This will be caught once again by Brown. Touchdown, Eagles! A.J. Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2 as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. You look at this Eagle defense. They were very good a week ago in the win over Minnesota. And last week in that victory, they were pretty good. Probably a pretty easy film session, I would imagine.
And after a performance like that, so many people think you just roll into film, take your popcorn, kick back, and enjoy the show because they played well. I can just tell you from experience, after a win is when coaches come down on you harder because they want to emphasize all the mistakes that happen. Because you won, you're in a good mood. They want to bring you back to earth. Oftentimes you walk out of there and you ask your teammate, did we win last week?
So my assumption was wrong. I learned something. Now McCoy, and he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
McCoy looking left side. He's got it complete. Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
McCoy, and he's got him. Got his man on the end route, complete. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. McCoy throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Hurts. He'll get this off to Swift. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On the sneak, it's Hurts, and he is going to have an Eagles first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Swift to about the 35, 2nd down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
From the 35, here's a 2nd and 7. Here's Hurts to throw. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Here is 3rd and 5. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. He finds his man, complete. It's Brown. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
A handoff, Swift running to the left. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
That is incomplete. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
They're 2 for 2 on third down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on third down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with fourth down.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight at just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and this will remain a one-touchdown game.
Trying to build on that opening drive touchdown, but the drive stalls out. And then you get the missed field goal here, so they wind up with nothing to show from drive number 2.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That's just flat out a terrific play because it's rare that you see a hitch route batted down. That means someone read that one really well and was right on the spot when the ball got to the receiver.
From the gun on third down, McCoy. Henry's got it out on the left side. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a fourth down.
On now to punt, Brad Robbins. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again.
And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
So they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles, rolling the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. You might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Throwing is Hurts. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Swift going to try up the middle. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
It hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it.
He'll drop to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to take possession here at their own 33. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
From the 41, McCoy.
And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning.
On third down, McCoy.
That's out wide here for Robinson.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
From the gun, here's Swift. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. Credit there goes to those guys up front.
Certainly does, but we're also seeing how quarterbacks are doing it nowadays on the sneak. When I played high school ball, my coach John Ford used to say, just get down behind those guys and pick up the first down. Now these guys might hesitate to count, use their vision in their eyes, and find the crease and dive for it that way.
Hurts throw complete here to his receiver, Brown.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
2nd down and 4. Looking for A.J. Brown again, and he's got it again.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out, 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
On 1st down, Hurts. And that's out to the flat for Swift.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Smith catches left side. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
First down, Eagles.
Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our... Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. And we welcome you back now. Charles Davis on Brandon Gunn getting set for quarter number 3 here. Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. This taken in right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter.
This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll get that one out quickly to Brown. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
To A.J. Brown. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 45-yard line.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. Hurts sets up to throw it.
Over the middle here to Brown.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 39.
That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
He's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, 2 is not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
Throw left side complete. That's Smith. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
2nd down. Here's Hurts.
And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith.
And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles' first down as the tackle is made right at the 25-yard line.
They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
On the handoff, this is Swift.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, They really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
A quick throw here out to Brown. Touchdown! A.J. Brown with career touchdown number 70. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
First possession of the second half now for Washington. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game.
What a quick start to the drive, but not for the team that really needed it. In only a few seconds, the opposing QB found himself on the turf, and the defense is celebrating second and long.
Here's McCoy.
Got this complete to Jahan Dotson.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, that's the kind of play that was lacking all the way through the first half. Maybe this can give them a little bit of a spark because they're not out of this game by any stretch.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8.
Back to throw. McCoy.
Checks this one down to Robinson.
It'll be a gain of 5. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
From the gun on 3rd down. McCoy. Well, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Hurts. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble, because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
He'll find Swift out of the backfield.
And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Always important as a defender on third down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the first down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Going quickly out to the right side. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
Boy, sitting on a 2-score lead at this stage in the game. That punter, he must be pretty lonely over there on the sideline thinking, what?
Now, following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out.
Previous play is under review.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts.
Throwing to start the drive. McCoy. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
On 2nd and 10, McCoy. And his throw here is incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. McCoy.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now McCoy. He finds Robinson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter. Back now at FedEx Field.
It's Washington with the football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Toward the pylon, caught.
Touchdown, Washington.
A 7-yard touchdown ground.
And the Commanders are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Taking it about the 1.
And out now come the Eagles.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
Here's Hurts to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
Only 3 there on the screen at second down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
2nd and 7.
They'll look to throw here. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Throwing quickly, that's caught by Brown out wide. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 15-yard line.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Here's Swift.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means it might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Here's Swift.
And this time he is in.
DeAndre Swift.
His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season.
And the Eagles are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2.
It's caught at the 1. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head, because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Washington offense back out there. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Throwing to start the drive. McCoy. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You've got the first one for the second one to even matter.
He completes it to Henry. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That's good.
Operating from the gun, McCoy.
Right back to Henry, and Henry's got it again.
And the offense moving quickly to the line.
4 yards on the pickup.
Throwing again on second down. McCoy. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 44-yard line. They'll look to throw again. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
They'll come up now. This is second and long.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
He completes this to Cole Turner.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
Another big play in a game that's had plenty of them. 4th and 2.
They'll run for it with Robinson.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Now McCoy.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back to throw. McCoy. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
Here now, 2nd and goal.
Another try after the first down sack. McCoy over the middle, complete. It's Robinson down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. McCoy to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
it doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the Eagles are going to recover. And that might be enough to put a bow on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. It's complete to Brown, right side.
And that should do it. He's got a first down. And the Eagles, they can run it out from here.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for Philadelphia,
they move to a sparkling 15-1 with 1 game still to go in the regular season.
I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.